Hey guys, so as promised weeks ago, I'm gonna do up a video showing how I set up a chain. It's not what I've seen on GCN. I think there's probably only a couple other YouTubers that have done it this way, but I do it this way because I don't run a standard crankset or standard crankset chainring setup. So this is how I get such a wide range of gears. So I'm switching my S-Works back from the 53 34 oval chain rings with the 1128 cassette to my 130 BCD crankset, which is well, I bought it for a time trial bike, so it currently has my time trial chainring on, which is a 54. So it's a 5439, still with the 1128 cassette, and let's get started. So I first start with the big gears, because this is where I think it really matters. So first I thread on the chain into the two biggest gears, which a lot of you will be like, well, you should never be in your biggest two gears. Well, you shouldn't, but sometimes it does happen. So it's better to have your slack than possibly overextending your derailleur. So you just kind of thread chain through. I should have cleaned off this chain because I actually hate having a brand new chain. So you got to remember, especially if you're using a quick link, to include that. So if I have that, which would be more than accurate, actually if I move my arm, you want to look at your rear derailleur, and you want to try to get it as kind of straight up and down as possible, so you don't overextend like what I see all the time. Like my dad's bike, actually, he does that all the time. So you want to try to get it straight, and I would say I need to take one, maybe two links out. So now I switch over into small chain rings, just double check that I still have chain tension. So I'll trigger that back and put it on my inner ring, and I'll bring this down all the way. So again, cross chaining, you should never be in your inner ring and your smallest tooth cog, but it does happen if you don't pay attention to your derailleur, your chain position. So here I see, if I only take two out, then I don't have, so I need to take a minimum of, so right there, I need to take out this one here. So I'll mark it with a red wing marker, and we'll just go back. This method takes a little bit longer because you do have to switch back and forth, but I find for what I do and what gears I run, it works best. So fish these back on. I go 5, or to the red mark. But that actually doesn't give me too bad chain line. Right? So, yeah. Well, it's not excellent, but that'll work. But like it still has a little bit, but that's why I run medium gauge. Medium gauges will soak up more chain and will allow you to have a bigger variant of gears. So if I remove that one at the mark, we'll actually break the chain and we'll put in the quick link. So there we go. So we'll put this back on, and then my quick links are here somewhere. Right there. Smaller gears. So this crankset I actually picked up in Penticton a couple years back when I originally got my time trial bike. I actually went down to Penticton in March for a week off and get some early training season in, and I saw this crankset at, I believe it was Bike Park. It had a FSA 52 chainring on there, and I'm like, wow, that won't do, and got it for $300, and at the time this was still one of the best cranksets you could get. So carbon fiber was, well, it was from SRAM Red's first 10-speed and 11-speed group set. That was actually the lightest on the market at the time, and the crankset was most of the weight. So it was actually pretty stoked to get it for that price. And there was no damage. It was just the guy didn't want it, so I picked it up. So let's give it a test. So we'll give it a test here. There we go. Alright. So go through the gears. Not too bad. Okay. We'll pop it out with the gears. Put it into the air. Nice straight line there. Good. I would say that works. It could be a little tighter. Now if you were running the proper chain rings, like a 53 on here to a 39, or for 52 tooth or a 54 tooth to say a 40, 42 inner ring, like what you see some of the pros running, you could actually have that a lot tighter, and you would need a medium cage trailer. But the reason I'm switching this out is actually a couple of my friends in Jasper that are much better riders than I. Part of the reason is they don't have as much weight. They have a job that can that they can eat better and have a normal training schedule, but also they run quite a bit bigger gears, and they have suggested, because I've gotten away from the big gears, and that's when my fitness went down, that I should try to focus on running some harder gears. Because the one guy who was the Canadian national champions for Masters cyclocross a couple of years ago, he regularly climbs up a 14% with a 39/25 cassette, and he's just as tall as me, actually maybe even an inch taller, and he's only like 180 pounds, maybe 85, and but yeah, so have to give this a try, tell you guys what I think, how much harder it is. Hopefully I'll lose some weight before then, but this is how I measure out my chain. So you try to keep this straight as possible. But yeah, thanks for watching this. Hopefully this helps with setting up your bikes with large differences in your chain rings. Big thing is medium case rail. Gotta have a medium case railer on road bikes. But yes, thanks for watching. Keep your bikes upright and keep on riding.